Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my 2024 reading goal wrap up for you. Alright, so it is the end of the year, trying to get all the things wrapped up. If you guys are interested in seeing my goals that I set at the beginning of the year, I will leave that video linked up in the corner. And all of these are going to be like relative to when I filmed this video, which is in like November prior to Thanksgiving, like the week 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, so just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. First goal was to read 75 books, which I have blown past this, and as of the filming of this video in November, I have read 96 books this year, and I'm reading at least 2 more, so I mean, by the end of the year, who knows where we'll be. I'm hoping to have at least, definitely will hit 100, but maybe like 105? Maybe. Next up was to explore a new genre or subgenre. This year I was finally able to start getting back into fantasy books like really solidly, being able to read fantasy books without, being put into a reading slump. And that was so much fun because I haven't read a fantasy book since probably 2019. I haven't read more than one fantasy book a year since like 2019. So that was really fun. But I've also been getting more into horror books, but specifically like queer horror books. And kind of a newer genre to me is religion-based fantasy and horror books. So that's been interesting. 2 that are like that are the Covenant graphic novels and Vespertine, however you want to say it. Both were fantastic, and I kind of want more books along that line, so if you guys have recommendations, let me know down below. Next up was to read more BIPOC books or books by non-white authors, and I just went through and counted on my Storygraph account, and it looks like I have, as of the filming of this video, I've read 24 books that were by non-white authors out of the 96 books that I've currently finished, which, I mean, that's pretty fantastic. That's a little more than a quarter of the books that I've read this year, so that I feel pretty good about. Next up was to reread All for the Game and the Fence graphic novels. I have reread All for the Game, and as of filming this video, I'm currently rereading The Sunshine Court, and I cannot get enough of that book. It's so good, but I have not gotten to the Fence graphic novels, and that probably won't happen this year, so that might be an early next year kind of a project, because there will be a new Fence graphic novel out, hopefully in 2025. Next up was try a new reading format, which would have been audiobooks. So I did do one audiobook this year. Audiobooks just generally aren't for me because I want them to be more like a podcast than somebody actually reading the text to you. The one audiobook I did read was fantastic, and that was You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, and it felt very much like a podcast. Author was just like, everything just felt like very atmospheric and like you were right in the story rather than having somebody read the story to you, if that makes any sense. Next up was work on my Kindle TBR. This one I'm always going to be working on because for every book that I finish, it seems that I somehow accumulate like 5 or 6 new books for every book that I finish on my Kindle. So, I mean, this one I didn't do great at, but I mean, I did work on like half the books I read this year, I think, were ebooks. So next up was give reading vlogs a shot. That one didn't happen. Probably not going to be in the cards like a lot because reading vlogs take a lot of time, and I feel like I don't have enough variety of things to talk about in a reading vlog. So those will probably just stay, on vacations and stuff. Next up was enjoy the books I read more, which this was a really good one, because this year I had 4 DNFs as of filming this video, and so far nothing's been below like a 3-star rating, and that I feel like is pretty fantastic. Next up was read more monster romances. This I did do. Monster romances are probably like some of my favorite books that I've read, and just be on the lookout for some more monster romance recs or TBRs in the future, probably in February. And the last one was to introduce Reels to both Instagram and YouTube, and I didn't do that because that takes a lot of effort. And yeah, just didn't do that. Anyway, I feel like I did really, really good on all of my reading goals. I think I hit all of them except for the 2 that had to do with like content creation. Everything else, I feel like I really did well on my reading goals this year. I'm really, really proud of myself for getting to, or that I will be over 100 books for the year by the time the year ends. So that's always fantastic. So how did you guys do with your reading goals this year? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.